all right even if you go, you put up clauses which is against your foreign policies. All you have to do is give up your best in the resolutions, and make sure you defend yourself very well, because you know how the other blog is. They might question you. So it is like just as your advice. Moreover, even if you go into any nuance, since this is like a very pretty small, like how many delegates are there? Only four, and in other it's only three. So do remember, whenever you put forth your points, it should answer all the questions: how, when,
ഞാൻ
why, and where.
വീട്ടിലെങ്കിലേ ഉള്ളൂ,
This
മറ്റേലൊന്നും
is what
എനിക്ക്
we
ജോയിൻ
have
ചെയ്യാൻ
been
പറ്റില്ല,
teaching you
പെർമിഷൻ
from. Like
ചോദിക്കണം. അപ്പൊ
if
ഞാൻ
you
വീട്ടിലെങ്കിൽ
are new
ഉണ്ടാവില്ല,
by,
കാര്യമില്ല.
then like this is just experience it, because we did not make it very strict. Second of all, we haven't given you enough time for preparation. So that's what delegates a bit more not really well confident up with your points. So make sure to elaborate your all the clauses. For second, your grammatical mistakes, because no matter how long your clauses might go, it can go till 3 pages, 2 pages. But then once you put forth your clauses, the other block will cancel it. They won't leave a chance to strike it off, and that's the worst part. So make sure you are correct in each and every point. Recheck your clauses, recheck everything. Try to add on more points, and it's all right even if you go against your foreign policies. If you go against your foreign policies, they might question you, why did you go against your foreign policies. They might defend, they might attack. Suppose if France is going against their foreign policies just to make up their blog resolutions, so other country, other delegate will of course answer question you back that why did you go, why did you go against the foreign policies. So if you're keeping a point, make sure it's very well, it like gives you a point of sense. Second of all, defending is the main point over here. Am I clear with that?
Yes, Chair.
Yes, sure.
And make sure you open up your cameras because you guys are being streamed. So it's all right, just don't panic, just make sure, because like the group should be active. That's all we want.
Okay, co-chair.
And sharp at 1:45 you have to submit all your proposals to us. Okay?
Okay, chair. I'll go, chair.
Okay, so it's okay. Like the 8th point, just it's okay if it doesn't matter. Like if it goes against.
The 7th point.
Oh yeah, about the 7th point, do we the delegate of Egypt can you explain that, because she said we need to explain how, when, where,
Also,
everything.
about either we have to add that or else we have to remove that.
About the
Yeah,
private
if the
sectors,
delegate of Egypt has any ideas on how it's going to be implemented, then we can keep it. Otherwise, we need to cut it out because we don't have any explanation.
And the other block is too like annoying.
Yeah.
Who wrote the operative clause number 2?
I did. I need to explain that.
Private sectors cannot be employed by the UN.
Yeah, they can't.
Yeah, they'll have to be a part of WHO or UNICEF, or they can be in the collaboration with the existing organization. So
But they don't have to be. That's the point. Like, if
okay, so you're saying that they don't have to be.
like they should be independent so that in case of a conflict or anything, they can, since they're in direct contact with the place which are affected because they're in local levels, so they can like help them even more quickly and provide humanitarian aid.
How is there near to the what is it? Yeah, the war area. I think she's.
I mean, not like literally near, like, in the.
Maybe we could keep organizations working under WHO and UNICEF, which are independent or private organizations, and but then they operate in that specific region. So, for example, if there's lack of humanitarian aid, this private sector could generally contact with WHO or UNICEF, and they could provide humanitarian aid. Is that your point? France is saying that we have to develop the
private sector so that if there is a crisis, they can handle by themselves, isn't it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because most countries they like underrate the private sectors and they don't collaborate. Actually, the OSHA has addressed this point that the private sector should be mobilized so that they can like act quickly and fast to the affected zones and they can provide um, like aid in, like they could help in provide delivering essential products and services. They could build physical communication infrastructure. They could help in leveraging science and technology. If they are mobilized, these are the things that they could provide. That's what I'm saying.
But how
Do
are you
France
sure
has
about
anything
that?
happen this time?
How are you so sure that
Sorry?
this?
Sorry, let Japan.
No, you can go ahead.
Do France think it can be done now in this private sectors?
My doubt was, how are you so sure that private sectors will take up all this by themselves? What if they go wrong somewhere? My
Yeah,
point is, they should be under WHO, as in they should be an
They should
independent.
be under the public. They should be under the government of the country. That and the government should support the private sectors and help them get mobilized. That's
Can
what I
I
mean.
ask Delegate of France a question?
Yes, Chair.
Since you are mentioning about private sectors being under the government, well, if it was really under the government, why would they be called private sector at the first place? Have you thought about it?
So if they weren't under the government, then that's the point. Like if they weren't under the government, then but still the government could like support and help the private sectors get mobilized.
Well, there is just one private sectors also contain multinational companies, global companies which work with multiple governments, so not just one. So rethink about that point. Also, one more suggestion, delegates. Actually, this is mandatory that your resolutions should match with the mandate of the United Nations Security Council. If it goes against the mandate of the UNSC, then you might have to strike it off. Okay? And once you feel like your working paper is quite ready to go, then you can think about the questions that you can be asked and think about the answers and how you will defend your points. Okay? That's something a delegate really needs to have to think of what is going to happen. All right? Continue.
Okay, Chair.
I think instead of private organizations that Delegate of France is talking about, we could write that there should be establishment of organizations working under WHO and UNICEF, which are near the regions of conflict, so that they operate quickly. For example, again, if there is a conflict going on, this specific organization could contact WHO and UNICEF quickly for quick aid.
So like NGOs in the places
Not
where they are.
specifically NGOs, but yeah, organizations.
in private sector, mostly NGOs only come and help. I don't think internationally they will call.
I'm not talking about private sector. I'm just speaking about organizations that should come under WHO and UNICEF, but but they operate somewhat nearby the regions of conflict. So we could combine
But
this.
aren't they already established?
Do you know any organization that is established and works near the war conflict, a conflict zone? No, if there is, I could honestly just remove my point. But I'm just asking if you know any organization that works under this. It works under UN bodies and operates somewhat near the regions. Because if there is, then we'll have to remove it because the other block is, of course, going to go against it.
Question that, yeah.
Give me a minute, I'll research it.
Private sector is a private sector, so of course I don't think that internationally people can come, but if a country is facing a problem, total country, then we can call these like internationally people. So you have to mention NGOs, like more detailed. And after you guys are done with that, I'll just look out to the grammatic error.
Okay, so about the second point, so the delegates don't support it, right? Have you researched on that, Japan? If there are, what was the question? NGOs, or if there are already local organizations which are under UN in local areas.
I feel the first one was correct. Next one is correct, right? No objection.
If not all delegates support that point, then we can remove it because it'll be
So
questioned.
there are local organizations who are under regions, right? Right.
I
Delegate of France, did you search upon the organizations?
Yeah, I'm just researching.
Okay, so did you find anything?
There are like nation, like nation, like not local specifically, but national organizations like NGOs, which are aimed at humanitarian aid, but I haven't seen any local.
So do we write local organizations at specific regions?
There is organizations, but I'm seeing like overall, yeah.
Could you search up if there's any local organization working and operating at specific regions?
Sorry.
I said that could you search up any local? Did you search up any local organizations that are working under UN bodies, not overall organizations? Local
So which
because
are working under UN, right?
yeah, but
That's
they're
what you
local
mean.
and they're operated at only specific regions.